Hello everyone. It's James again. And today, I want to talk about self-sabotage, which is something that most, if not all of us that are long-time childhood survivors do to narcissistic abuse. Now just to be clear, self-sabotage can happen to anyone, no matter if they were abused or not, no matter if they were narcissistically abused, or they were raised in a good home. However, if you were raised in a good home, where you were constantly told you can do things, you were encouraged to reach your goals and dreams, it's more difficult for you to self-sabotage, because you've already developed patterns of successful thinking and behaving. So the chances of self-sabotaging is very low. However, if you were raised in a narcissistic home, where you constantly heard negative things about yourself, you felt that you would never amount to anything, because of these things said and done to you, and every time you try to do something good, it falls apart. Then you move on to dating, or even marrying a narcissist, to deepen and further your narcissistic abuse. Self-sabotage becomes almost a way of life, because your brain and your thinking are used to certain patterns now, a certain life flow. Then out of nowhere, you get a big success, and you feel like you're flying sky high. Then you crash. It's so hard to follow up and keep going. It's so hard to take that one day of success and turn it into several, because those successes will turn around your life. And you know this, but for some reason you just can't. You just can't turn the wheel and stop making those bad choices that ruin your life. And we've all heard simple things that answer this pattern for us, such as, you must not feel good about yourself. And yes, that might be and can be a big part of it. But there are some narcissistic victims that over time, to learn to like themselves, they make great strides in their healing. But they just can't get over certain obstacles in life. Because, as soon as they arrive there, the gears seem to grind to a halt and stop. Why is that? It's because patterns are built up in your mind that get you used to certain feelings. Yes, you can get used to feeling in despair and sad. And as soon as you start feeling great about something, your mind appears to notice this isn't the pattern it's used to, and it aggressively turns things around. So you are back in sad despair mode. Also, it's important to note, all the endorphins that are shooting around in your brain at the time of some great success might come with a crash the next morning, or you are tired. You might want to sleep later. You might not be in the mood to achieve another success. And thus the patterns resume of self-sabotage to bring about the feelings of sadness and loss. During these states, we are most likely to contact one if not some of the narcissists in our life. We break our no contact with our narcissist. We might break a lunch meeting with a new friend, not willing to take a chance to see if they are a good person or not. Quite simply, our brain is used to this negative pattern, and when we start to do things that are positive and good for us, our brain shifts into autocorrect mode to bring us back to what's familiar. And that's negative thinking and behavior. We know it's bad for us, but it's all we know. And because it's all we know, the brain thinks it's doing us a favor and keeping us safe by doing this. Because it doesn't like this radical change of happiness. It doesn't matter that it's happiness. It matters that it's different than what we are used to. And the only way to not self-sabotage is to work hard to change the pattern. You must have a rock-solid plan to use at any moment you might self-sabotage, and a plan to use daily before you have a chance to self-sabotage. First thing you need to do is be careful of the things you take into your mind and your ears, especially first thing in the morning. And do yourself a big favor. Take in good messages first thing in the morning. Sometimes if you hear nothing, your mind might just say, forget it, and stay in being in the mode of sadness, or reflection of bad events. Or as many say, the tapes we have in our heads that play these horrible life events over and over again. Well, you need positive tapes to replace this. So whatever YouTube videos or audio recordings you might have of someone talking about something positive, or that you're just as good as anyone else, and that you can be and are a success, that you're special, that you're a good human being that deserves love and happiness. You need to play this over and over while you're getting ready to start your day, as you wash your face, or as you make your morning breakfast. Play these things in your car, on the way to work. You see good words and love. is like a special vitamin we all need. And growing up in a home where our parents were narcissists, we never got this special nutrient. We weren't nourished in love and these kind words, like some children were. We were just beaten down and never given this special vitamin of love and hope for our lives. So we are deficient in this special vitamin. So thus we must feed ourselves this special vitamin. Oftentimes, narcissistic victims don't have a lot of people around them, helping, encouraging, and the like. So we must do it for ourselves. That includes love. Yes, you must love yourself. And part of that is realizing what you missed in life and give it to yourself so you can become stronger. If you knew that you needed to eat a certain food because your body was missing out on a certain nutrient in order to be healthy, the smart thing to do would be to feed yourself this food. Well, the food you missed out on was kind, good-hearted, life-shaping words. You may never had important talks with your mother or father as a child, where they told you the truth about how hard life can be. And they prepare you by teaching you to believe in yourself and your talents. You didn't have them to cheer for you when no one else would. Instead, they lied to you every day of your life. They used you as a pawn in their sick game, and you were made to feel like a loser at every life moment. So, you are needing to correct the autocorrect in your brain by feeding yourself positive words daily. Before you have a chance to self-sabotage, like I mentioned earlier, you need a plan. So, your plan can be to have your remote near your bed. So when you wake up in the morning, you can hit play on the remote to turn on the device and play whatever positive message that you might need to hear the day. Let it play in the background as you take a shower. When you get out of the shower, it's still playing. Make your coffee or juice and a good breakfast to eat, and let the words sink in of how you are worthy. You are worthy of all things good, that you are blessed and highly favored. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. You are blessed and highly favored, that you can do anything that you set your mind to, and you will not let negative thoughts or feelings enter your mind, that you will be okay. The second thing you should do is seek out normal activities that put you around a group of people at least once a week. This could be an art class. This could be a class or a project you've always wanted to do, but a project that involves you being around others. Because being around others makes us tingle inside and feel good. Because we are social people, we aren't meant to stay cooped up inside. We are meant to be and share with others. This always gives you a chance to use your new boundaries and skills. Not everyone you meet will be a good person, and this is where your boundaries and skills will come into play. But you see, if you have something to do on your calendar, and you have positive messages playing in your ear throughout the day, you are a lot less likely to pick up the phone and call your narcissistic mother or father or your ex, and you are a lot less likely to fall back into the pitfalls and traps. The traps that you always seem to fall into. But what you really need is a plan. If you are doing all of this, and you still self-sabotage, then what? You want to pick a place that you can go that will trigger a happy thought or feeling, and pick a video or audio to play for yourself. That will snap you right out of this state of mind. Make sure you have it ready to go in case of an emergency. You see, words are powerful, and sometimes lack of words are even more powerful. And we just don't realize how the bad things we heard shaped our thinking, but also how the good things we didn't hear shaped us as well. We need to start feeding ourselves good words in our mind to change our thinking patterns. And while we are doing this, we need to back it up with positive actions, so we can have something to relate to. Then we need to have emergency good words to feed ourselves when things go really wrong. I want you to think about something for a moment. Even those that were raised in good homes have bad things happen to them. But the difference between you and them is they can go to their parents, or their brothers or sisters for comfort, and for love, for acceptance. We don't have that. And there's nothing worse than when you have a bad day, and there's no one to talk to about it. No one to help lift you back up and tell you it's going to be okay, and that they believe in you. You see, that person that was raised in a normal home has that. And since you don't, you have to supplement what you don't have, instead of just going without. Because going without puts you into the thinking patterns where you will self-sabotage, where you will pick up that phone and call the narcissist in your life, just because they are another person to talk to. Or you might sleep all day, or neglect a special project or goal you are working on that will greatly improve your life. This is why having an emergency plan is so important. Because at any moment, something can take away that high on life feeling you might experience from time to time, and bring you right back to the horrible feeling you felt like as a child living in that home with your narcissist parent or parents. It could be someone at work that says something mean to you, or it could be a professor at school. A meeting you have with a potential client might not go as planned, and you're right back into the child that grew up as a failure. And your brain sees this as a good chance to turn the wheel back to where it's comfortable, which is the feeling of pain and despair. And the only way to fight this is to be prepared before it happens. So you're done with meeting with a potential new client that didn't go so well. You get into your car, and you are just beside yourself. I want you to turn on whatever positive audio you might have that can talk you through whatever you are feeling at that moment, or the one that speaks as closest to that situation as possible. Because if you don't have anyone that cares, what you will end up doing is you will just let it eat you up. So you self-sabotage. Or maybe let this stranger on this audio or video tell you what a special person you are, and that this mistake doesn't define you, and that there will be many mistakes you will make in life. And though the narcissist in your life made you feel like a loser for your mistakes, that it's not true. They were lying to you. Your mistakes were lessons that turned you into the human being you are today, and you are now more wiser and better for them. And this mistake you made today is another one to learn from so you can master and better yourself. I'm telling you, you need to hear these things, and you need to hear them on an ongoing basis, in order to change the negative patterns in your mind that was left there like a nasty imprint by all of the narcissists you've come into contact with. So you have to have a plan. Put your headphones into your listening device and listen to something good and positive. If you just realized your girlfriend or boyfriend is a narcissist and is no good for you, so you can feel right about the choice about no longer seeing this person again, that it's a benefit that you never see this person again, that you are worth a lot more than to be abused, mistreated, and your life ruined at the hands of someone that doesn't care about you. To have your life ruined by someone that enjoys your suffering and pain. Words that will tell you that you're worth more despite what he or she has said about you. Remember, if someone hurls a nasty word at you, listen to 10 positive words about yourself to make sure all of that negativity is erased from your mind. Did you know that most narcissistic childhood abuse victims are very talented people that never reach their potential in life? And the reason why they were chosen as a scapegoat is number 1. They might have challenged the narcissist parent in some way, usually by asking too many questions. But number 2 is they noticed you were talented, and they wanted to make darn sure you never reached your potential and that you were never able to use your talents. What do you think would happen if today you stopped self-sabotaging and you started believing in yourself? How many doctors and lawyers and self-startup business owners are out there, but they just don't know it? How many musicians and dancers and artists and craftsmen and women are out there and don't know it? How many architects and engineers are out there but just don't know it? Simply because they lived in a world where they were either told or made to believe, or both, that they were and are losers. And that's all their brain knows. So when they started winning in life, the brain thinks it's doing you a favor by protecting you from this foreign feeling of joy, but bringing you back to a pattern of being a loser all over again. You need a plan. You need an emergency plan. You need an emergency backup plan to use at a moment's notice when you feel this negative feeling coming on. And also before you feel this negative feeling coming on. Because if you have no support system, you have to stand up and fight for your own life, and do what needs to be done to correct the problems of your youth, and give yourself what you have been missing. The thing that we all need to make it in this world. And that's love. Like I always say, knowledge is power. The more we know, the more we can live happy and healthy lives. Until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.